that chicken to go. I'm gone. That's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from feeling all kites to putting it in my block. Look what you sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie up.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the London Bulldogs and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down, Campbell, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On second down now, Campbell. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going. Forward, and that time they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. They're indeed going. It's Mayfield looking left side, and he's got a man. It's ball. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Campbell looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Mayfield now on 2nd down. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, Got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on second down, and that leads to a tough third down call.
Set, 3-19, 3-19. Detroit.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The best play callers in any league know how to break their tendencies. They study themselves, they self-scout, and they realize most of the time you don't call a draw play on 1st and 10. So every so often you insert that play just to make the defense think, even if it's not successful.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a handoff looking right, and he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Mahomes to throw on second down. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Brashad Perriman, and that'll make it third down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Here we go now.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. That makes him now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter. Going for it on fourth. They're going to try a second time.
Left, 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 left.
They do go for it. It's Mahomes. That's caught out left by Perriman. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A defensive breakdown allows a pickup of 16 on fourth down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now it's Mahomes again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go down at the 28. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. He had a great read there from his free safety position. And, Charles, you know with those guys, it's all about their eyes. They have to be laser-focused.
Yeah, I had to fake my way through it when I was playing, but now I can see exactly what they're doing. And on that play, he obviously had no presence to feel like he's being pushed for a pass. And without that allowed him to get to the line of scrimmage and hold him to no gain.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So a big pickup that time. And, Charles, defending AFC Player of the Week, maybe bucking towards another award this week.
Yeah, and they say they don't really care about the individual awards. You and I both know
they do.
It means a lot to them. It means respect around the league. And if he's able to show those kind of hands all game long, he can win a second one.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game? Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they ended up marking it short. And now I wonder, will they even do it again on third down?
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And here now the offense heading back out there. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On first down, Campbell. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Mayfield now. On the crossing route, complete. That's Ball. A good pickup there at 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To play in a tightly contested first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll give to the big man, Campbell. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go now.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Ace! Ace! Here we go now. Blue 45. Blue 45.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be met at about the 43. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Green. Blue 45. Blue 45.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Detroit! 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 Gun! 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 Gun!
Following the interception, Mayfield. Throw on the right side, complete to Harrison. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, here's Justin Vogel on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he stopped immediately there. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Mahomes throwing on second down. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Left. Here we go.
To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
2nd down, Mayfield. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Mayfield to throw it. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Campbell. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And on that last drive, Went for it on fourth, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Z. Ace.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Green 39. Green 39. Slow. Z. Slow.
Mahomes now on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. On the handoff, here's Campbell. And an alley to run. 31 yards there and a first down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run, it's Campbell. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here, back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Gonzalez now to add the extra point. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. This will be taken very short. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They go play fake. Mahomes. Flush to his right. They'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. that his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 more on that one and another first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game. And he's able to put it through. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now back out comes the offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Detroit!
Again, they run with Campbell. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
All right, now, look at 56.
A give, running left is Campbell. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on fourth.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
On 1st down, Campbell. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Second down, Campbell, and the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. Campbell. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs?